Hey, it's Kim. Just wanted to lay down some principles that I'll be referring to a lot because it's really the basis of everything I'm doing in the world. And that is how your thoughts and emotions got programmed and wired. And you don't know why you feel and think the way you do. You don't know why you have this inner conundrum going constantly inside you. And it's so much a part of your psyche and your upbringing and your identity that you just take it for granted that it's there. And you don't question it, you don't observe it, you just align with it and go along with it, and kind of like all of us have in parts of our life, we're just on autopilot. Autopilot's running in the background and we think we're at the mercy of it because we don't know what to do. So this is the stuff I talk about in my book, The Monster Under the Bed, Uncovering the Lie That Drives Us. Because and it's just a metaphor that I made up. Basically, I taught it in my sales business for years about, why we don't want to approach people or invite people. And I used it because it's the monster under the bed that you're afraid of. That's really not there to begin with, but you think it is. So it determines everything you do. But that really goes into every part of our life. So what I've explored, there's 10 monster tracks in the book. And there's actually another big one that I was in the throes of so much when I was in my life in general. But while I was writing the book, I didn't even notice it because I was so in it, which is exactly the point I'm making. And it's control. But really the basis of the whole problems that we have emotionally and thinking in our lives is from the survival instincts that when we were little, we didn't have the logical analytical brain, prefrontal cortex developed. We didn't have the equipment. All we had was our survival instincts that were 100% conditional on our emotions and our lack of logic and our lack of reasoning and language stopped us from being able to process events accurately regarding us. Number one, we always think when we're little that what's happening around us, especially as it comes to negative things, is because of us. It's not happening just to us. It's because of us. See, that's a survival instinct that we've been given. It's because we have to protect ourselves and we have to be at the ready to perform or to prove or to show or to be okay in our environment. And if there's a threat to that, then it keeps us on our toes. We're a tribal species. We have to be taken care of. We're one of the longest animals or species on the planet that need protection and caretaking for as long as we do. So we have instinctively been given this feeling that, it's because of us. We better be on guard. Be on guard, because you better be okay. You better be okay. You better be acceptable. These are the feelings that we come pre-programmed with, and we have absolutely no way of being acceptable or okay or approved without that logical brain developed. So we will automatically have a fear bias. We will automatically be watching for am I okay? Am I okay? Am I okay? And the answer when we're little, that program, this psyche part of us, the identity that keeps that voice inside you saying you're not enough, you're not smart, you're not pretty, you're not special, you're not perfect, you're not something's deficient in you. And that's where this has come from, because we just didn't have the equipment. But now, who I'm talking to right now is your logical part of your brain. And when you understand, you need to look through the eyes of your little self, that little you who was just being hypnotized in those early years. You were in the theta brainwave state. You had no choice but to accept everything that yourself was telling you from an emotional standpoint. And then all what I call the dance of the monsters, or monsters raising babies. Parents, we've raised our kids from our monster deficiency. You have to get the book to kind of understand more of it, but I'm going to be talking more about how these monster tracks show up and how shame is that first feeling we felt of flight. Like, don't see. And then how fight came on the heels of that. Anyway, stay tuned.